Hey wrestling fans, thanks for clicking today's Dreaded D Rose report. Got the weekend over with and now I'm ready. A lot of news, might as well sit back, relax, listen to the bull, I tell you. 15 minutes worth probably. Awful close to it. Sorry. Hey, according to PWI Insider, current WWE diva Eve Torres is set to leave the company. Eve is set to defend a Diva title against Caitlyn on tonight's episode of Raw, so many are expecting her to drop the title. She may be on her way out the door soon after. Not sure whether there's heat. I don't know whether it's just her contract has expired or she's got some other things going on. I know she's been trying to do a lot of other stuff, but we'll see what happens. But tonight marking the 20th anniversary of Raw, be sure and tape it. Chris Jericho is asking Twitter followers to follow their Jericho Raw moment. Within an hour, Jericho Raw moment was trending worldwide on Twitter, and some of the responses, including Jericho's WWE debut, his overturn of the WWE title, winning over, or his turnover of the title, winning over Triple H at Raw, or ripping into Stephanie McMahon and her build and her shape and all that stuff, or calling Scott Steiner King Arthur, and more stuff. And WWE officials are actually discussing going against Brock Lesnar's planned dates and giving him work, or have him work the January 7th Raw. But obviously they decided against that, and Lesnar isn't expected back to February. I don't know whether he had something to do. Could have had something to do with Sable. I'd have something to do every day. And sources confirmed that he will indeed be seeing more, in the next few familiar WWE faces. Also is going to be at the 30-man Royal Rumble. I think I'm going to say that again. A source confirmed that we will, not he, but we will indeed be seeing more than just a few familiar faces in WWE's 30-man Battle Royal main event. I guess it was recently rumored that WWE's planning to bring back some mid-card talent, as some of the names were on the list for the surprise Royal Rumble, which means mid-card, Tommy Dreamer comes out, hey, oh, great, and that's all. So we'll see. The mid-carders are just kind of, glad to see you, let's see what you look like, we know, now we've seen you, where the hell you been? Alright, WWE Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels is considered a lock for tonight's Raw 20th show, but WWE officials wanted him there because he was the Intercontinental Champion on the very first episode. Shawn Michaels also from Texas, so he'll get a big pop there. And if you remember, I think it was on this first episode, didn't 1, 2, 3 Kid win? I was thinking he did. Another star from Texas expected tonight is The Undertaker, and it's confirmed he's going to be participating in WrestleMania 29, but he's most likely going to be, his opponent's most likely going to be CM Punk, and the way, kind of the way the beginning of that feud may start tonight on Raw. So let's see if Punk interferes in the comeback. All right, as noted before, Bret Hart, he was contacted last week for, the anniversary show for Raw. The officials said he only wanted to come back if they really had something good for him to do. Sources confirmed that Bret was kind of upset when they brought him back on the 1000 show for what ended up being just a small ring appearance. And I think, didn't he just announce somebody and everybody was glad to see him and he was just gone? Thought they'd do something with him backstage or somewhere, they didn't. And WWE Champion CM Punk, he wasn't cleared to wrestle on the January 7th show until just a few days before the show. And he had not been cleared yet. There was some angle in place on the January 7th show where Punk would have been checked out by WWE doctor, and then TLC match against Ryback would have been made for the January 14th. So I don't know what happened there, but there is also talk that Randy Orton may be needing some time off this year for, some personal issues. And the word is on the issues, no word yet of what the issues are, but we do know it's nothing to do with injuries or wellness, though. Because I think it would be his third wellness. You don't want to do that. And apparently it's some sort of a family issue he will need to put some time and attention to. And normally WWE is your family, but you actually do have a family somewhere. And, well, you got to pay attention to them sometime. WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan turns 59 years old, while Ernest the Cat Miller turns 49. Gene Snitsky, 43. All right. F4WOnline.com reports that Santino Marella suffered some sort of a neck injury Friday night's live event in Austin, Texas. He was taken off of the road to be evaluated, but no word on the severity of the injury. Santino was replaced by Jamie Noble in a match against Tensai on Saturday. Come on, get down there if you want. Go play. I'm playing. All right, tonight's Raw will be the 20th anniversary show. It's going to be taking place from Toyota Center, Houston, Texas. Confirmed for tonight's show is the Rock's rock concert segment, which I don't care about that. Caitlyn versus Eve Torres, I already mentioned, had WWE title on the line, and the return of Dr. Shelby to evaluate Kane and Daniel Bryan. I think Dr. Shelby should be evaluated myself. I don't think he's doing too good a job. Take that license away from him. All right, we're about halfway there. Let me see how much more I got on 15 minutes. Hey, other familiar faces expected to return, at least a few. We'll see. Take a wild guess if you want, but a few I would think would be Ric Flair. I think it was supposed to be a confrontation with CM Punk. It was planned for, about a week ago. We also know Jim Ross is going to be returning and announcing that Mick Foley is going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Remains to be seen whether Foley's there or not live. So anyway, here's a couple of the bullet points, talking points, the way it's been said lately. What will The Rock have to say to CM Punk at his rock concert? What does Dr. Shelby think of Team Hell No? And will Eve and Caitlyn finally go one-on-one for the title? What is in store for the 12-time champion John Cena for 2013? And what's next for champion CM Punk? Kevin Nash, who was at one point discussed for the induction to the Hall of Fame earlier this year, wrote the following on Twitter about Mick Foley's induction. He says, "Congratulations, Mick, on your Hall of Fame induction. His love and physical toll are unprecedented. Thanks for our match, our last match together." This is old school. Not sure if at one point, Kevin Nash still talking, I could do a speech, but putting the WWE experience behind me, I know I would want Triple H or Shawn Michaels to induct me. This is Mick's night, and New York is it's home turf. You don't need anyone else. By the way, WWE has added the late Crash Holly to the Alumni roster. He's also he's the superstar spotlight for the day. Natalya and Brodus Clay, they're going to be hosting the first WrestleMania reading challenge of 2013 later today in Texas. And wouldn't the kids be scared to death to see Brodus come in and start reading a book? I don't know how young the people would be. They may run out of there like they do me, crying and screaming. Bo Dallas worked another match last night at Tyler, Texas. He teamed with Yoshitatsu and Justin Gabriel to defeat a three-man band. King Kong Bundy, which has been ignored about the Hall of Fame, which I think he should be, he was teasing that he's going to be announced for WWE Hall of Fame. Sounds like someone, Bundy says, listens to the Bundyholics regarding the Hall of Fame. Huge announcement tomorrow night. 5, he says. I don't know what that means. 5. Oh. No, yeah, he always wanted a 5 count instead of a 3 count. That's right. But forgot. So anyway, Bundy, he's, I don't know, just about the only one off of the very first WrestleMania that's not into the Hall of Fame. There might be a couple others. Oh, Bruno. WWE Hall of Famer Edge says he won't be at Raw 20th anniversary. He said, "For those asking, I won't be at Raw. Lost in the family." Bill DeMont noted on Twitter that there was reports of him being replaced by Billy Gunn as head trainer. into the developmental area, and he says, no, that's not true. I think Billy Gunn is just there to help. Following departure, believe it or not, of Sarita from TNA last week after the organization elected not to renew her contract, Rosita may be gone as well. Whew. So long, Mexico. Whew. Hate that. The Rock commented on last Monday's Raw via Twitter. He says, largest Raw Tampa crowd in over a decade. Had a blast, WWE Universe. He says, time's up, punk. The Milk Professor educational program will air a 30-second commercial during the Super Bowl this year that's featuring The Rock. And Randy Orton is going to be featured at the Wizard World Comic-Con, St. Louis Comic-Con at St. Louis, Missouri on March 22nd, 5:30. Please make a note of it. Don't ask me again. Several sources are reporting that late Bam Bam Bigelow is being considered for induction to the Hall of Fame this year also. Some other names that are being talked about recently is Bob Backlund, Trish Stratus, and Mr. T. El Generico, which I told you about the other day, he's most likely WWE bound. He had his farewell with Pro Wrestling Guerrilla promotion in California last night after teaming with Kevin Steen to lose the PWG tag titles to the Young Bucks. Everyone came out to tell Generico goodbye, and he said if worse comes to worse, he will come back to PWG. I'd hate to have him say that about my organization. NXT star Bo Dallas teamed with Justin Gabriel last night at SmackDown Live event in Alexandria, Louisiana, and they defeated the three-man band. And here's a few of the dates of Superstars' appearance on NXT tapings. When they show up there just for the tapings, it's going to be Alberto and Rodriguez on January 31st. Randy Orton's going to be on the February 21st, and Ryback on April 11th. And it also appears that there's no NXT tapings in March, unless WWE just hasn't announced a superstar for those tapings. And that ball squeaking is my wonderful, lovely dog, Max. Now he's quiet. WWE agent Jamie Nobles, he was back in action live event in Laredo, Texas. He defeated Tensai, and he didn't have to sing Rudolph. Glad of that. Noble is usually, works with newer talent, but NXT star Leo Cougar also worked at the event, and he lost to Zack Ryder. And Fandango, he worked last night's SmackDown in Alexandria, and he defeated Yoshitatsu. And El Generico has been pulled from January 18th Hart Legacy Wrestling event in Calgary, replaced by Jim the Anvil Neidhart. As noted, Generico's been going through a bunch of medical testings with WWE and signed it before he could sign a deal with them. So you really can't say he's there until he signs it and gets through the medical part. So that's why he's denying everything. And everybody else is too. WWE Magazine said that WWE's catering, they do the catering backstage, they usually tear it up a lot of times, has served over 169 tons of meat, 51 tons of potatoes, 500,000 cookies, and 8,000 cases of vegetables since their very first Raw show in 2020. And that was just a big show. WWE superstar Mason Ryan turns 31 years old today. Bruce Hart turns 62. Tough Enough runner-up Luke Robinson turns 27. Shad Gaspar turns 32. Edge, I don't know what I told you about that. Trent Beretta got released. Edge's comment on that, he said, disappointed to hear Trendy Locks released. Talented kid who will land on his feet. He's agile. And note earlier, the Rock concert will return to Raw, and he's going to be singing to CM Punk. And Paul Heyman tweeted, sloppy seconds, he says, sudden live promo, music to my ears. I don't know what he meant by that, but anyway, I got about 20 seconds left, so I got about enough time to, now you might know, Max took off, to say, thanks for clicking, you guys. I got to go.